Good morning, everybody, and thank you very much for being here today. January 8th, 2026. Kate Middleton appeared at a London hospital. She smiled. She shook hands. She looked healthy, but people noticed something was missing. Her engagement ring. The same 12-carat sapphire that once belonged to Princess Diana. The palace said it was removed for hygiene reasons, but the next day was Kate's birthday, and William said nothing publicly. A year earlier, Kate had shared a heartfelt tribute for his birthday, so why the silence now? Body language experts went back through their videos. What they found raised more questions than answers. This isn't just about a missing ring. This is about cancer, an AI scandal, royal family tension, and a video that made people angry. In the next 45 minutes, you're going to understand everything. The full truth. It's all about to make sense. Let's start from the beginning. Kate Middleton's winter video arrived quietly on January 9th, 2026, the day she turned 44, and it slipped into the world in a way no one expected. Instead of a polished portrait or a formal royal photo, she chose a short film, something soft and reflective, something far from the old traditions. It became the final part of her Mother Nature series that had begun back in May 2025 during Mental Health Awareness Week, and it carried the same calm tone she had used throughout that project. The film moved between the Cotswolds, Berkshire, and the Lake District, showing her walking through snow and dipping her hand into a cold stream while the fields around her shivered under frost. Her voice floated over the scenes, warm and gentle, and she spoke about stillness and healing and holding on to gratitude. She said that even in the coldest and darkest season, winter teaches patience and quiet consideration, and the line settled on people's screens like snowfall. Within hours, the video spread across her and Prince William's joint Instagram account, reaching millions. Yet the timing created an unexpected storm because Britain was facing its harshest winter in 10 years, with energy shortages and rising living costs pressing on families everywhere. The calm beauty of her message felt too distant from the reality people were living, and the gap between her peaceful imagery and the country's struggle became the heart of the backlash. As the first 2 days passed, conversations online grew louder. Many felt the video was detached, almost floating above real life at a moment when people were choosing between heating and food and hospitals were fighting through crushing winter pressure. Her soft words about reflection collided with the public mood, and some questioned whether she understood what ordinary households were facing. What made things even sharper was that she and William had just visited Charing Cross Hospital, meeting cancer patients and volunteers who were dealing with hardship at ground level. The difference between that visit and the serene winter scenery seemed too wide. Even so, supporters defended her, saying the Mother Nature series was part of her healing journey after her undisclosed cancer diagnosis in January 2024, a journey she had gently shared piece by piece. People praised her creativity and her effort to talk about mental health in a new and quieter way. The debate only grew, and within the first week, more than 2 million comments and shares were circulating, turning the video into a global conversation about the role public figures should play during a crisis. But here's where it gets really interesting. While people talked about the video itself, another thread emerged as body language experts revisited her earlier cancer announcement. In that earlier footage, Nicole Moore noticed something small but striking about Prince William. Just 30 seconds into the video, as Kate leaned on his shoulder, his eyes slipped upward and outward for a brief moment. Moore explained that this was a sign of internal discomfort, something a person does when they are overwhelmed or searching for emotional footing. Kate's eyes closed when she said the word treatment, a gesture tied to distress or a wish to soften painful memories. Those tiny cues carried a heavy meaning because they revealed the emotional toll the diagnosis had taken on both of them. The analysis spread quickly, and people began replaying the footage frame by frame, trying to understand the private strain behind their calm exterior. It became one of those rare moments where a few seconds of silence showed more truth than hours of spoken explanation. That silence was connected to the day everything changed back in January 2024. On January 16th, she entered the London clinic for a planned abdominal surgery. Kensington Palace said the surgery was successful and explained that she would stay in the hospital for 10 to 14 days before returning home. At that moment, the palace insisted her condition was non-cancerous, and the public was told she would step back from royal duties until Easter. William paused several engagements to stay close to her, and the family shielded the details, which encouraged endless speculation across the country. People wanted answers, but the palace remained focused on protecting her recovery and saying as little as possible. Everything shifted again in late February 2024, when post-operative tests revealed that cancer had been present after all. This discovery meant she needed preventative chemotherapy, and her treatment began quietly under medical supervision. The palace chose to keep this development private for several weeks, giving her and the family space to absorb the news before sharing it with the world. Modern chemotherapy can vary in duration and strength, yet even the mildest version carries side effects and emotional strain. The secrecy was unusual, but it gave her time to gather strength for the moment she would eventually step forward and speak. On March 22, 2024, she finally shared the truth. The video she released that day carried a different weight from anything she had ever posted. She explained that the cancer had been found after her January surgery, and that she was already undergoing preventative chemotherapy. She said the past months had been exceptionally challenging, and thanked the medical team guiding her through it. She asked gently for privacy and space so she could focus on healing. Messages of support came from around the world, from King Charles and Prince Harry to US President Joe Biden. Her openness touched people who were fighting their own battles and made many feel seen in a way they had not expected. The next milestone arrived on September 9, 2024, when she announced she had completed chemotherapy. In a video message, she said she was now cancer-free, and the words felt like a breath released across the world. She described the previous 9 months as incredibly tough, but also filled with gratitude. She explained that the journey was not over, and that maintaining her health would require ongoing care and attention. People responded with relief and hope. Her story had become a quiet source of strength for many who followed her updates during their own treatments. Her public return came on January 14, 2025, when she visited the Royal Marsden Hospital. It was her first engagement of the year, and during the visit she revealed that her cancer was in remission. She admitted that it had been really tough, and that the shock had taken time to settle. She thanked the staff with genuine emotion and spoke about adjusting to a new sense of normal. Her words resonated with patients and survivors who understood exactly what she meant. The visit marked a new chapter not only for her, but for the wider message of cancer awareness that she had helped amplify. But even in moments of hope, people noticed William's body language. In the September 2024 cancer-free video, Moore pointed again to that precise 30-second mark where his eyes moved upward and outward. It happened right as Kate shared a vulnerable part of her journey, and the motion signaled an internal flood of emotion he was trying to hold back. It suggested he was supporting her with everything he had, yet still wrestling with his own fear and stress. Viewers who went back to watch the moment said it suddenly felt different once it was pointed out. Moore also looked at his lip movements throughout the video. William often pressed his lips together, a gesture connected to stress and emotional restraint, the kind people use when they are trying to stay composed for someone they care about. His hand remained steady on Kate's back, offering support, but his micro-expressions showed the weight he was carrying inside. Experts agreed that these mixed signals painted a picture of a man trying to be strong while quietly feeling overwhelmed. The reactions were not rehearsed. They were the kind of involuntary responses that slip through in moments of deep emotional strain. In June 2025, Dr. Cassidy, from the British Psychological Society, joined the conversation. She observed that William's upper lip tightened whenever he interacted with Kate, a tiny sign that pointed to emotional control and the effort to keep feelings from spilling out. It echoed the well-known British instinct to stay composed under pressure. Even though the gesture lasted only a few milliseconds, it confirmed that he was managing profound emotional stress while working hard to maintain dignity for both of them. Moore added another layer by noticing his shoulder position. He often stood slightly behind Kate, a gesture that signaled protection and reassurance, the physical equivalent of telling someone that you have their back. Yet those supportive movements were paired with the subtle discomfort in his expressions, revealing how he was trying to carry both his role as a husband and the emotional storm swirling inside him. It showed the quiet complexity of their relationship during one of the hardest chapters of their lives. Now here's where things get really controversial. Kate Middleton's Mother Nature series looked calm on the surface, but the way everything came together behind the scenes told a very different story. The filming stretched through 2025 and took place on private royal estates, and one of the main locations was Forest Lodge. It sat inside hundreds of acres of protected land hidden from the public, and the team treated it like a perfect backdrop for a wholesome family message. When the autumn episode came out in November 2025, viewers thought the children shown in the video were playfully invited on the spot. Yet every child had been carefully cast. This detail spread through UK media, and the talk grew louder when people learned that the nature center used in the shoot had been temporarily shut down. Families who normally visited found locked gates instead of open fields, and teachers planning trips for their students had to cancel. Local papers wrote that inner-city children who relied on the center for outdoor lessons showed up only to be turned away. It felt strange to many because the episode told parents to take their own kids into nature while the location itself was closed for royal filming. That contrast grew sharper and spread quickly online, where the conversation shifted from curiosity to frustration. The closure itself became its own story. It happened in October 2025, right in the middle of the school field trip season. The center was a rare green space, especially for families from tightly packed urban areas, and suddenly they had no way in because the royals were filming what people jokingly described as a cottagecore moment. Social media filled with posts from disappointed parents and teachers. One report said that 32 school groups were turned away during those days. People pointed out how odd it felt to hear Kate promote simple family time in nature, while the very nature center she used had been blocked off from the public. The royal press office offered no explanation, and the silence made people speculate that privacy for the shoot had been the main reason. The irony didn't pass quietly. It was shared and mocked across Reddit and Twitter, where users felt that the message and the reality had drifted far apart. That feeling deepened when the autumn episode carried a message about endurance. Kate encouraged viewers to endure and to find strength in nature. Yet the setting of her message was Forest Lodge, a property known for its luxury and renovation projects. Reports said the family had moved through several fully furnished homes since 2020, each spread across wide acres and filled with custom pieces. People who watched the episode started comparing her words with the level of comfort surrounding her. It didn't sit well for many. Conversations unfolded across Reddit threads in places like Royalty Tea, where users pointed out how difficult it was to hear someone talk about endurance from a position far removed from daily struggles. Articles repeated this feeling, describing the message as tone-deaf and out of touch. The more people looked at the backdrop, the more they felt the gap between ordinary life and royal reality. At the same time, the series tried to present William and Kate as a simple couple who enjoyed quiet walks and outdoor moments. The videos leaned heavily into that image. Yet critics found the timing suspicious because the series arrived during a period of intense tension inside the royal family. The public noticed the rivalry between William and Harry, and many saw the Mother Nature episodes as part of a larger effort to shape public opinion. The cottagecore brand clashed with the ongoing battles over influence and reputation. Commentators wrote that it was hard to see the couple as ordinary hikers when they were deeply involved in a fight for public image. Viewers felt that the series softened their roles too much, ignoring the wealth, the complicated family dynamics, and the strategy behind the videos. It created an uneasiness for many who expected something more grounded. Then came a moment that shook everything far beyond branding. In early January 2026, Kate became one of the most high-profile victims of AI-generated sexual imagery. The images were created by Grok, an AI chatbot from Elon Musk's company xAI, built into the platform X. Using public photographs, Grok produced fake pictures that placed Kate in revealing swimwear or sexualized poses. Thousands of women and even children were targeted in the same way. The Internet Watch Foundation received multiple reports, and Ofcom, the UK media regulator, contacted both X and xAI for immediate action. The scandal exposed a serious weakness in AI safety systems, particularly in the edit features that allowed users to work around restrictions. It set off alarms about how easily someone could twist innocent photos into something harmful. Behind palace doors, the reaction was emotional and private. Sources said Kate was deeply shaken and felt the violation hit old wounds she had tried to heal from. It brought back memories of the 2012 paparazzi incident in France when topless photos were taken without her consent. Insiders described the digital attack as painful and frightening, almost as traumatic as the first time, because it blurred the line between reality and digital manipulation. Kensington Palace said nothing publicly, but those close to the family confirmed they were monitoring everything and exploring legal options. Experts warned that deep fakes carry a heavy psychological impact, especially for someone who has lived through privacy violations before. The scandal pushed conversations about mental health, digital protection, and the need for stronger laws forward with new urgency. X responded by admitting that some users had managed to generate revealing AI images despite safeguards. They claimed improvements were underway, but the damage had already spread across the internet before any removal efforts started. Elon Musk announced that anyone who tried to generate illegal content through the AI would face the same consequences they would have faced if they had uploaded the images themselves. Ofcom opened a formal investigation into both X and xAI to examine whether they were complying with online safety rules. The incident marked a shift in the global debate about AI ethics and what responsibilities tech companies must take on to keep people safe. On January 8, 2026, Kate made her first public appearance of the year at Charing Cross Hospital, standing beside William in a burgundy suit. People noticed immediately that her engagement ring was missing. That ring was one of the most recognizable symbols in modern royal history. It held a 12-carat Sri Lankan blue sapphire, surrounded by 14 diamonds set in white gold and worth about £517,000. It had once belonged to Princess Diana, who chose it in 1981 for £28,500, which would be about £110,000 today. In moments like hospital visits, small details tend to stand out, and the absence of such a famous ring stirred speculation almost instantly. Rumors spread online within hours, some whispering about marriage trouble. The palace calmly clarified that the ring was removed for practical reasons. NHS guidelines require people to remove hand and wrist jewelry in clinical settings to prevent infection. Kate had followed the same rules in past visits, including in 2018 and again after her cancer remission in 2025. Even with that explanation, the ring carried a deep symbolic history that made its absence feel heavier. After Diana's death in 1997, William and Harry each chose one keepsake. Harry chose the sapphire ring, while William chose a Cartier watch. Years later, when William decided to propose to Kate in 2012, Harry gave him the ring reportedly in exchange for the watch. That story became part of the ring's legend. Over time, the ring became a reminder of Diana's legacy and a symbol of continuity. So whenever it disappeared from Kate's hand, even for mundane reasons, people noticed. And this time people noticed even more because her next public appearance came with another surprise. William did not publicly acknowledge her birthday on January 9, 2026, which felt unusual because Kate had posted a heartfelt message for his birthday the previous year on June 21, 2025. That silence mixed with the missing ring stirred new whispers about tension or distance. Royal insiders insisted the couple remained united. They pointed out that both William and Kate were carrying heavy responsibilities while still adjusting to their move to Forest Lodge. They said William was supporting Kate through ongoing personal challenges, including her recovery from previous health issues. Palace officials repeated that the ring had been removed only because of hygiene rules and that Kate wore her simple Welsh gold wedding band during the visit. Kate Middleton's recent nature videos landed in a moment when people were already tired and cold, so the calm countryside scenes felt strange to many. The video came out in January 2026 for her 44th birthday, showing soft landscapes filmed in Berkshire and the Cotswolds. She spoke gently about healing and gratitude, while the winter around Britain was harsh and unforgiving. Hospitals were full. Families struggled with bills. People watched the video and felt a sudden distance grow between her world and theirs. Even strong royal defenders said the timing felt worrying, almost like she was speaking from a place where hardship did not touch her. So the message of renewal drifted away from the reality most people were living through, and it sparked a wave of criticism that kept getting louder as the days passed. Then the timing of the next video added more fuel. It was another nature-themed message released that same month, again speaking about stillness, recovery, and quiet moments. For many, the words sounded gentle, but the lack of clarity around her continued absence made everything feel heavy. People had questions about her workload, her mental health, and why she remained far from public duties while sharing peaceful scenes. Commentators pointed out that the palace kept using the language of survivorship without giving any real explanation. Even Liz Jones, who often defended her, said the release felt out of touch. As conversations grew, the public wondered if the videos were meant to comfort or simply distract. The feeling that something was missing kept spreading. The tone of the videos made the reaction even stronger. Viewers said she sounded like an overly cheerful teacher talking about nature while avoiding deeper issues. She smiled softly and spoke about renewal, but the images focused on simple hugs and gentle touches. The presentation felt polished but light, like it was built to soothe rather than inform. People looked for honesty or substance and couldn't find it. Critics said the videos offered no real commentary on climate or conservation, only soft lighting and scripted calm. They felt more like a branding effort than a sincere message. That sense of detachment grew as more people questioned why she seemed so far from the struggles affecting ordinary families. At the same time, the media turned her public life into a contest. Kate had become more popular than William, and palace strategists wanted to balance the scale. This created a quiet tug-of-war behind the scenes, shaping videos and public appearances in ways that felt forced. People noticed that image management seemed to be the goal, not genuine service. Each new release fed the idea that her presence was being shaped for approval rather than meaning. Online conversations turned her and William into characters in a competition where every gesture, smile, or small change was judged. The focus drifted away from real work and toward who appeared more likable. That shift made the criticism harsher because it made everything seem less authentic. Meanwhile, body language experts studied their interactions frame by frame. Nicole Moore said the couple looked deeply connected, but she caught small signs in William's face that revealed something fragile underneath. His darting eyes, brief pullbacks, and tight upper lip showed how much strain he carried. There were moments when Kate leaned into him for comfort, and he looked away not because of distance, but because the emotion was too strong. Moore explained that these small reactions came from someone trying to stay composed under enormous stress. Her analysis felt convincing because she had years of studying royal expressions, and she examined the videos second by second. Dr. Cassidy added another layer. She said William was profoundly in love with his wife, and often moved closer to her without noticing. He wanted to be near her, but the same tight upper lip showed how he was struggling inside. Cassidy said that when men face a loved one's illness, they often fight to appear strong even when they feel overwhelmed. She explained that William's quick shifts from a warm smile to a distant glance were signs of someone carrying pain he could not show. Her examples came from real events where he smiled at a crowd and then looked away, suddenly revealing the effort it took to keep himself steady. All of this combined with the confusion around the Mother Nature video series. Kate kept releasing calming scenes while staying away from most public duties. People wanted to know how she was really doing, and because the palace stayed quiet, every video raised more questions. The polished style made it look like image work instead of wellness. The absence of direct engagement only deepened the mystery. Analysts suggested that the videos were designed to manage perception rather than offer transparency. The serene visuals stood beside her ongoing absence, and that contrast made people wonder if she was ready to return or if she was being shielded. Her remission announcement in January 2025 brought some clarity, but not enough. She said she was relieved to be in remission and grateful for support. She also said healing takes time, and that anyone who has experienced cancer understands how long the adjustment can be. The message came after months of silence following her March 2024 diagnosis and major abdominal surgery. Many people welcomed her words, and others felt the tone was too controlled. They wondered why she waited so long to speak, and why the statement felt rehearsed. Posting it on social media, instead of using a traditional press release, only added to the feeling that palace communications were changing in ways people didn't fully trust. Her return to light duties was delayed until late 2025, keeping the uncertainty alive. The The controversies around her videos made everything more fragile. In March 2025, she released a Mother's Day photo with her children, but online users quickly spotted digital edits. Major news outlets pulled the image. Instagram added a warning. Kate apologized, saying she had been experimenting with editing and did not mean to cause confusion, but the damage was real. The trust the public once gave her without question started to crumble. Body language experts then noticed stiffness in her posture and moments when her smile seemed strained. Without open information about her health, people filled the silence with guesses. The timing of her posts and the tone of her videos made many feel that she was out of sync with ordinary Britons living through a cost of living crisis. Her September 2024 statement had already made it clear that her recovery would not be quick. She said her path to healing would be long and that she needed to take each day as it came. She mentioned speech issues and brain fog, side effects that often linger after chemotherapy. Even after remission, she kept her schedule light. The palace remained quiet about her condition, which encouraged speculation. Medical experts said recovery from cancer can stretch over years, both physically and emotionally. Still, every time she appeared in public, people searched her face for signs of strength or weakness. Questions about whether she was ready for full duties circled endlessly. Some wondered if the palace was protecting her or hiding something deeper. So there you have it. The full story of Kate Middleton, from the missing ring to the AI scandal, from the cancer journey to the body language secrets, from the Mother Nature controversy to the public confusion. One thing is clear. Kate is going through a difficult phase physically, emotionally, and publicly. Questions of trust, privacy, and royal image hang in the air. What happens next? Time will tell. But one thing is certain. The world is watching Kate more carefully than ever before.